Hey guys, this training video, I will teach you how to fill up the webinar and feedback sheet. Now, please make sure that you understand that this webinar sheet is important for you to fill up after the training sessions, because only after filling up this form correctly, you will be given access to production or qualification task. Now, please take note. Your email address should be the email address that you use to log into the worker portal. Make sure your email address is filled up correctly. Avoid making spelling mistakes. Now, the most important thing is the webinar code. Please take note, after each webinar, or if you are being trained by your own trainer in your center, your trainer should have a webinar code that is given by person in charge. Now, the webinar code differs to the projects, and they differ if they are qualification webinar or production webinar. For example, this is an example of a webinar code. Now, the way you should fill up is just copy the code and paste it into the field here. Please make sure you don't have space before and after the code, and make sure you copy the code exactly how it's provided. Do not type the code, and make sure your trainer does not type it on a piece of paper or writes it on the board for you. Make sure they copy exactly the code how the code is given to them by the head office. Now, the trainer name, please make sure you know who the trainers are. If it's done by Allegiant KL, it's either Shawen, Thomas, or the Tiger team. If the training is done by a video, where you had to watch a video and then your training manager trains you, it's called in-house training. As for the date, always remember to make sure you put in the correct date. If you're not sure, check with your training manager. If your training manager is not sure, the training manager will check with the Allegiant office. Now, training type is also crucial. Now, depending on also the webinar code that you have, if there is a P in the webinar code, it means for production task. You need to only check production. If there is a Q in the webinar code, you only check Q and uncheck P. Please make sure you only select one and double check before selecting any of this following. As for the trainer feedback, please give in your feedback, because we are trying to improve ourselves, so in order to serve you better. I hope that this video clarifies on how you need to fill up this webinar sheet.